Hi, Dr. Atkins. How are you today?
I'm good, Annie. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Can you tell us a little bit about your background? How did you get here?
Okay. And the upcoming workshop on documentation.
Absolutely.
A lot of folks will and won't know me. I'm a psychiatrist, and I split my time between doing that, whether direct clinical work or as an administrator. I've been medical director for a bunch of organizations, including I was Region 5 medical director for Department of Mental Health. Um, how I got here is I do a lot of workshops for the consortium. I've worked for agencies that have been audited by Department of Public Health, Joint Commission, um, Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. And very early on in my career as a medical director, I realized people who go through professional schools, whether it's medical school like myself, nursing, social work, substance use counseling, they don't get formal training in how to write in the medical record. And the medical record is a medical legal document, and you really need to think about who's going to read it, who's going to audit it, that it might be subpoenaed. And so how you write in it really matters. And as a medical director, I can tell you what often happens is people realize they've not been documenting correctly when there's a problem, at which point it's too late. You then have to apologize, and if you've not been documenting for medical necessity or to cover the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Service rules, you may be paying back huge amounts of money because you've just not been following things the way you were supposed to. Or if something gets subpoenaed for a custody hearing or a legal case, and lots of people are going to be reading what you've written in that chart, and you've been using judgment-laden terms or have been maybe speaking about the client in a non-factual way, using terms like manipulative and malingering and codependent, all this kind of stuff, it's going to make you look less professional and possibly like you really didn't care for this client. So the workshop stems from work I did when I was with the Department of Mental Health, and realized as the agency I was with went through our first Joint Commission survey that we needed a lot of work around documentation, and that every single person in that organization needed to know how to write in the medical record. And so I began a documentation training probably 20 years ago for every single employee that came through Western Connecticut Mental Health Network. Over the years, I've really enjoyed these workshops, and increasingly am going for that balance of helping people understand medical necessity, which is how you get paid, what the insurance company will and won't cover, what Medicare, Medicaid will and won't cover, which is all deficit based. It's what's wrong. They pay for what is wrong. And to balance that with principles of recovery and strength-based treatment and helping people move forward in the direction of their aspirations, their goals, their priorities, and that you can do both of these things in the same document. It's not particularly hard, but it is something where people need a reliable way that they can do it fast, not use a whole lot of extra words, so that getting your notes done, getting your service plans done isn't taking the bulk of your time.
Wow. And I know you also write nonfiction and fiction as well. How does that incorporate into this workshop here?
You know, it's a funny thing. As an author, you're always writing to a reader. And a reader of a novel is one set of folks. The reader of the medical record is potentially the patient's family, an attorney in the case of a custody hearing, malpractice. It's the insurance reviewer at Medicare, Medicaid. It's the Joint Commission reviewer. It's the Department of Public Health reviewer. It's Department of Children and Families. And so you're needing to make sure that as an author, in this case, in the medical record, you're providing the documentation that your readership needs and really nothing more. So that if a client or that client's mother were to sit down and read what you've written, it would be clear, it would be free from judgment-laden words. If it's the reviewer at Medicare, Medicaid, they're going to be like, you've got this covered, we pay for that, you're following the rules. So it's a very similar process, only it's different readers.
Okay. Wow. All right. I think, is there anything else that you would like to share with the audience?
For
Potential
people who've
viewers?
never done a workshop with me, I can tell you that while the topic may seem rather dense, it's going to be an interesting and generally a fun day. You will be working. We definitely put the work into workshop, but it's something where you're going to get the information you want, and you're also going to have the ability to practice things a few times so that it's rooted in a little deeper.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.